What's good, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, bro, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, man. I haven't started recording yet. I just wanted to get you into this just to like explain how it works and whatever else. So basically, are you using headphones or are you just like talking through your phone?
I'm just going through my phone. Is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know how you feel with the app because all that basically you've got to do is like how I did the conversation to you then. What I was going to say for you is, do you have a screen recorder on your phone? Because I'm going to screen record this to see if I can get the audio. Because with stereo, what it does is it saves the conversations for people to replay them. But I thought for
Yeah.
both of us, if we screen record it, you've got the conversation there. You can then make that potentially into a YouTube video in the future, or I can also do the same because we're both part of the video, if you know what I mean. So if you've got a screen
Yeah, I can do that.
recorder, yeah, I was gonna say if you've got a screen recorder, screen record it, because I'm gonna do the same. How are you today, anyway, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. I'm just glad the weather's cleared up. I just all week I just got slapped by rain, pretty much, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was horrific weather. Right, my screen recorder's going now.
All right, okay, right. I'm gonna start this off now. All right. Hello, guys. Welcome back to. I can't even say welcome back to another episode of G&G News because it's a joint video. So yeah, welcome back to another episode. So for some reason I can't get my screen recorder to work, so this video will probably end up on and Varga's YouTube channel. But you can go and replay the stereo conversation that we're having right now live over on the stereo app. So the reason why I wanted to do this video, and this was something we talked about like about a week ago, was Shrapnel's obviously a YouTuber as I am. Um, it's not even just help him grow. It's just to get his personality out there a bit more so because we only ended up meeting because of where we used to work, and otherwise we probably wouldn't have encountered each other because of like your interests and my interests and stuff like that. But I want to showcase you a bit more to the world because I think you're an epic guy, bro, and I think you got a lot of talent when it comes to like
Yeah.
animation. You've done a lot as well. Like you downplay yourself a lot, bro, because the amount of things that you've told me, like, oh, I've done this, I'm like, dude, tell everybody.
I tried to keep it modest, but yeah, thank you very much for this, dude. I mean, I really appreciate you giving me a shout out and all the help you've given me over the last like what is it, 4 or 5 months now. I've been doing this. It's been a massive help.
But as I said, bro, at the end of the day, I might have helped you. But the thing is, the reason why your subscribers and other people stay is because of you and your personality. Because you're the person that's keeping them. If you know what I mean, it's all well and good for someone to say, "Oh, shout out to this guy," they go subscribe, and then if they don't like that content, they don't stay. They stay because of you and how you're able to make videos. Like one thing I like about the videos that you make, I like how your editing transitions look.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
improving on them. Some of my early ones are horrific. I mean, some of them is just like cuts off halfway through a word or, jumps around on my
yeah.
audio is terrible to begin with.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you had to buy the new audio and whatever else, and then you like, kind of like me, you slowly progression, got better stuff because you got the tripod, didn't you? You did the video with the
Yeah,
tripod. Yeah, you got the camera as well, and that's what shows dedication of you enjoying what you do. Because the thing is, if you don't enjoy what you do, you're not going to put money, time, and effort into it, which is obviously something that you've done a lot
yeah,
for your
yeah.
channel. So it shows that obviously you care about what you do. Plus, I
Well,
guess
yeah,
in a way,
I'm
because
trying to put into it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I spoke
that's all
over
right.
you.
That's all right.
Yeah,
But
I'm trying to put into it. Uh, I'm terrible at this.
just carry on, bro. Carry on.
No, no,
Go
you
on.
go
What were you
ahead, you
gonna
go
say?
ahead. Oh no,
No,
I
I was
was
gonna
just
say.
saying.
I think the thing that helps. Yeah, I think the thing that helps you is you're because you're an animator. I guess I don't know. Did you know how to do transitions because of doing animation, or is it like a program that you had to
No,
learn how to use? Or
no, I didn't have a clue about it. I'm learning all this on the fly. I mean, about halfway through doing this, I downloaded an app for my phone, and that's helped me do all the editing because my computer just dies when I try and do anything on it.
okay.
So I'm just kind of learning it as I go along. And the other half's helping me. She's like, "Oh, your audio's crap. Turn it up," or try and do this, try and do that. Shout out to Haley. She's done a
Yeah, I was
lot
gonna
for me
say.
to keep me going.
Yeah, a big shout out to Haiti because I know like you've even said in videos and stuff like that. She's filmed the video for you. I've heard her cheering you on.
Yeah.
You know, not even just that, like moral support as well. Because sometimes what people don't realize with YouTube videos is you only see what we show you. You don't see the people behind the camera giving you what's the word? Giving you props and cheering you
Yeah.
on and encouraging you and saying, "Oh, maybe try it." Like because sometimes things don't work out and then you hit a brick wall. When you've got someone else there, they kind of help you like assess things in a different way, so you're not always banging your head against the wall. You're like, "Oh no, maybe I'll do it like this," and then you get to the
Well,
goal at
that's the
the
thing.
end.
Like, last night, me and the other half had a good conversation about something, and it spawned an idea for a video that we might do down the line. It's like, I know that you just see me on my one and you on your one, but obviously our other half's in the background giving us ideas and,
Yeah,
really pushing us forward with it. And I think what's that saying? Behind every strong man is a stronger woman, or something like that.
yeah. No, totally believe that, man. Because at the end of the day, I well, you know me in person anyway. I'm not what's the word? I'm not a very structured person. I kind of just roll with the punches and get on with it. If you know what I mean. That's kind of how I've survived. I wouldn't even say alive. That's kind of how I've survived 28 years. But
Yeah.
absentee like little things like oh, do a lighting like this, or no, wait, do this video later, or maybe like think of a plan and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's a lot of the what's the word? A lot of the reason why G&G News has come together, how it's come together, has obviously been because of her. Because I, I've helped her, but then obviously she's then become a YouTuber herself, and she's gone like she's done really well with it, you know. But I could never do what she does with YouTube because you see me make a Sims house, I'll just lock them all in a room.
I remember playing Sims as a kid and accidentally burning half of them to death because I was so bad at it. So
Well,
yeah,
at least you
props for
said
Alex for doing those houses.
yeah, man. Well, at least you said accidental, because what I used to do on the PlayStation 1 was I would purposely try and just get the Grim Reaper to come because I was obsessed with seeing the Grim Reaper. So I was like, how can we kill all of our family for today? It was quite
Yeah.
narcissistic, to be fair. uh, no, but so what sparked you to do YouTube then?
I can't even remember. I think someone suggested that I try streaming some of my art one day. And I
Yeah.
tried streaming it on Twitch, and it just flat out didn't work. My computer died a death. So I thought,
Hmm.
maybe I could do like, art time lapses and throw them up on YouTube or something. I started putting them up on my Facebook page to begin with, and then I thought, oh, let's give this YouTubing a go. And obviously, I started doing the art time lapses and a couple of little skits early on, but weren't very good. But then I thought, let's have a quick chat on one of my videos. So I did that, and did a little chat before I did the art time lapse, and then it grew into more chat and less art time lapse. And before I knew it, I was doing like random episodes about God knows what, and what the heck are furries and all that kind of thing. So it kind of grew from there.
Yeah, but I think it's gone really well because well, I've said this to your face and I've said this online to you many, many times. You have a very warming personality. You're very easy to talk to. You're very easy to listen to. It's down to your tones as well because I find a lot of YouTubers are like, "Hey guys," and they proper shout, and that's not someone
Yeah,
that you want to listen to for a prolonged period of time. But you have a very easy way of conveying information, and I think it comes across very well in your videos of how
yeah.
you could effortlessly talk. It took me a while to get to like how you are with how you talk in videos and stuff like that because well, one, I don't shut up, and two, I've been doing this for so long now that when I do a YouTube video, I don't ever cut off, if you know what I mean, so I can kind of switch into doing my intro and making a video
Yeah.
out of a situation. But you talk very well, bro, and I think it's good for when you do your story times and you do uh like you're explaining something to people. I think it's good because you always stay in the realm of things that you know about, and when you talk about things like even though half the time it's random stuff you find on the internet, you do your research and try and find out about it. You don't just know one or two little bits of information. You try and go above and beyond to cater to people to give them a good video. So that's one of the reasons why I've been subscribed to your channel since I think since like the very first. Well, it wasn't since the very first day when you told me and we were talking or
Yeah.
whatever else. And you said, "Oh, I did a video," and then I checked your video, and then from there I subscribed.
Yeah, pretty
So
much from the
I don't know.
get-go
I'm
you were
probably
there.
in one. I'm probably like your first. I can't remember, bro. How many subscribers were you on when you actually started YouTube? Because you already had the channel, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had the channel since like 2007 because I just used to use it for browsing YouTube. But I think I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like 4 or 5 people who would randomly subscribe to me because way back in the day I uploaded a couple of videos, like just random things, and they picked up like 1 or 2 subscribers here and there. But when I actually got going, I had like 5 or 6 already, and then it just kind of ballooned from there. It's like every time I uploaded a video, I'd get like 2 or 3 more, and then some of the videos like I did one on my 40K army that got me like 10, 15 subscribers or something silly like that. And it's just kind of gone from there. But at the start, I only had like 4 or 5 on there.
Yeah. So what out of all the videos you've done so far, and I know it'd be hard to choose, what would you say are your top five?
Ah, top 5. Oh, crikey. I think my
It
first
doesn't have to.
40K. Go
Yeah.
on.
I was gonna say it doesn't
Sorry.
have to be off views. It can also that's all right. It doesn't have to be off views. It can also be off like if you just enjoyed a video. Like for example, I've got a lot of videos and I've got some of them that haven't performed as well as what I thought they should have done. But at the same
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
I've just had a lot of fun either like filming out with Al or James or doing some random
Yeah.
game or whatever it may be.
Yeah. I know what you mean, yeah. I've got a few like that. Like, I did one on, what the heck are furries, and it didn't perform that well, but I really enjoyed doing that one. And there's one where I did the gameplay of the first tree, and
Yeah.
it's not going, it's not going massively. It's only got 14 views, but I really enjoyed that one because it was a different experience from what I usually do. It was gameplay and that kind of stuff.
The reason
I
why
think
I
like,
think that video, sorry, bro.
no,
The
go on,
reason why I
go on.
think that video did well. I know it didn't do well for views at this current moment in time, but obviously always good time to plug anything. So go and check out Shrapnel Varg's YouTube channel and check the video out. But anyways, the thing that I'd say with that video, why it did well, I read your comments and obviously I watched the video, and that was suggested to you. And as you said in the video, that was suggested to you by one of your subscribers. So for me,
Yeah,
I think that was a good video because you personally took the word of your subscribers and was like, okay, I'm now gonna make a video because this is something that you want. So you kind of gave back, if you know, to your fandom.
yeah, I know what I mean. I've got a couple more videos that should be coming out soon, which have been suggested by my subscribers as well. I'm trying to, you know, do things that they want to see as well as do stuff that I want to do as well. I'm kind of get good
Yeah,
mixture, and also do
yeah.
stuff that Haley wants to see because it's a channel for her as well as for everyone else.
Of course, man.
Um,
And she's, like you said, she's a big part of your channel as well, and she's been a massive help to your channel. So she deserves to, she deserves to tell you what to eat every now and
yeah,
again and what to do.
and she's put up with me burning my mouth out with chili chocolate and recording videos at 3 a.m. while she's trying to sleep, and I'm down here blah blah blahing at the
You know
computer.
what? I'm gonna send you something funny after this video. I need to find it. One of my friends sent me a picture and I thought it was hilarious. And he's like, I can't relate to this, but you can. And it's a picture of a woman sat on the other side of a settee, and her husband or a partner, or it could be a brother or whatever, is sat on the other side of the settee, and he's filming a YouTube video, and she's sat there staring at her phone, bored as shit, and he's got like a light and everything, and he's like doing a phone, and she's just like looking at her phone, just like, I hate you. And he's got like a proper light setup and fucking cameras and everything. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, yeah, that's pretty much my living room, to be fair. Because when anyone walks into my living room, they probably be like, what the hell does this guy do?
Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
like right. You've seen the first Matrix. My living room looks like the inside of the Ghost. Like there's a TV screen, a laptop screen, another screen, another screen.
Do you have any screens of green text scrolling down them?
No, but I did. Funny enough, you say that. Many years ago, I had an Acer laptop. This is damn, how old was I? I was 16, and I had an Acer laptop, and I used to have the animation of the Matrix text as my screensaver, and I used I used to think it was so cool.
Things we think are cool when we're kids.
Hmm. Oh, funny story actually. This is exclusive for stereo. So yesterday, we were talking. So I had Leechy B over. I had James over at one point, and when I did have Leechy B over, we ended up getting on the subject of when we went paintballing. Now, I thought I thought this was quite mind blowing, to be fair, and I didn't realize. And obviously, you have told me beforehand, but I forgot. I'll be honest, I forgot the name of where you worked. I knew it was up in the valleys. So many years ago, when Leachy B was 18, there was me and I think 12 or 13 of us, James and load of other people, but they don't feature on my channel. But a load of other people went, and it turned out that Shrapnel was working there at the time, but we didn't know each other. So we actually technically probably met each other many years ago. We didn't know each other. And it's just bad to think that because I was trying to remember bits and pieces. This is why I was asking him, "Well, do you have any footage?" Because I remember there was a lot of pictures that got taken, but I don't have Facebook anymore. And this. I think we were on Bebo or something these times. This was many years ago, so about 9 to 10 years ago now. But I just thought that was wild, man, when you said about it, because I was just like, oh, how did I not remember that? And yeah, so literally, like you said, we essentially could have crossed paths and not knew each other, because all I remember was, do you remember there was a busted down helicopter?
Yeah, there was a few fields, but I do remember there used to be a helicopter and a couple of
Was
other
there a
things
Land
like
Rover in it? Was there a
yeah,
Land Rover in it? Yeah, you know
yeah, there
that
was.
one. Me and El got stuck in there.
Yeah, yeah. I
We got
remember you
stuck in
saying
that
that.
helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember when we were doing it, because they were all like, okay, let's do, like, the funniest thing was, yeah, when you do these games with people who all play first person shooters, everybody's acting like a first person shooter. Nah, mate, I was acting like Ninja Gaiden. I was like, I'm staying away from everyone. I'm staying low. I'm not getting fucking hit. No one come with me. And I can't remember what happened, but I remember we ended up getting I think El got shot because he was the birthday boy. They made him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We used to lighten up birthday boys and stags
yeah,
especially would
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah. The
give them a
birthday boy
clipboard
got.
and that's it.
Yeah. Well, I remember. What was it? Yeah, El had to. What was it? I can't. It might have even been you, but someone said, "Whose birthday is it?" And then El. It was quite funny. El stood forward, and we all stood back. So obviously he was the only person who was then stood out of the line. And then there was a
Yeah.
tree, and he had to stand like, I think it was like 10 or fucking 8 foot in front of this tree, and everyone fired. I think it was one shot.
Yeah. We do that a lot, and if we were feeling especially mean, we'd let them reload and take another shot.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy, man, that we've essentially crossed paths all them years ago. But
Yeah,
that was the
yeah,
only time I had went, and the only time I had gone to that centre. I've been to another place, which I think is near Worcester, for paintballing many years ago.
yeah. There's a lot of sites out there. We should get together at some point, you, me, maybe Naps, and a couple of your mates, and go paintballing once COVID's over, and really hurt each other.
No, I was gonna say I've still got a scar from last time from getting shot in the bloody shoulder. But yeah, I'm down for that, man. I'm down for that. But what's the well? You'll know more anyway, because I can pick your brain on this now, because you should know about a lot about paintballing. There's an intensity, obviously, because you get to turn the air pressure up.
Yeah. It all depends on how hard the hammer hits a seal, but you can turn it up to about 300 feet per second, so about 100 miles an hour. That's about the legal limit, but there are ways to jimmy it a bit faster on the sly if you want to.
Because I was gonna say, because I've seen people with guns that are like 300 to 400 pounds, and I've always thought to myself, yeah, they're probably ridiculously turned up, and you get shot by one of them. It's probably the force of being shot by a small gun or something.
They're all limited to the same for the gaming, but those 300 or 400 pound guns are actually on the cheaper end of things. I mean, some of them they range up to like 1,500 quid for like really, really swanky ones that'll put like 15, 20 rounds a second out.
I
You can
suppose they're
empty
probably
a
customed as well to, like, I don't know, are they ergonomic? Like, when you get a paintball gun, can you have a paintball gun ergonomically designed to your hand? So, for example, your hand is different from my hand. You might have a bigger hand palm or a smaller hand palm or bigger fingers than mine. Does that come into play at all?
Yeah, some of the swankier ones, you do get like, custom grips for them and, formed to your hand and that kind of stuff. And, these people train with them so much for like tournaments that they become like a part of the person's hand effectively.
Did you ever participate in any sort of tournaments by the time that you worked, obviously as a paintball ref? Because
Yeah,
obviously, if
yeah.
you were heavily in that scene, you might have,
I'll have to get some photos and send them to you because me and a bunch of mates used to play in a team called May Contain Nuts, and we used
Yeah.
to play down in the Super Fives down south quite regularly, and we actually did really well. We won a few tournaments. We went up against some of the big like pro teams once in a while, and somehow won against them once. And then one of the guys from the team actually went on to play in the Millennium Division, which is like the
Oh,
European
nice.
circuit. So yeah, we did play quite a lot in the local tournaments back in the day, and we did pretty good.
You know what you need to do after all this COVID situation is over? You need to somehow incorporate your fursuit and a paintball gun. I can just see that doing massively. Nah, bro, I can see that doing massively well. Like if you could, oh my days, I just thought of something. I just thought of something amazing. If you
Was
could, if we could get a team of 12 people, so 6 people on my side and 6 people on your, well, not they don't necessarily have to be on my side, but 6 people on my side, 6 people on your side, and 6 people
yeah,
as furries and 6 people as just, I don't know, dressed as military people or something like that.
yeah,
Bro, that would be hilarious. But we do like you'd have to have cameras and everything, but like that would be absolutely hilarious. Or even if actually that reminds me of something that I wish I didn't get rid of. So many years ago I used to actually have a GoPro and
yeah,
I just go around and film on my GoPro because I lived in obviously Somerset. So I used to go to like big ass fields, old barns. Well, you have you been to Somerset? You know how Somerset is. You know, there's
yeah.
nothing big built up. Like I remember meeting people before, and they were like, "Meet me by the white tree," and I'm like, "Only in Somerset does that actually make any fucking sense." You go to Cardiff and say to someone, "Meet me by the white tree," it's like you're getting locked up.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. It's like White Tree. Which pub is that?
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I used to go to a lot of different places, and with having the GoPro, it was good for filming little videos. Funny enough, I'll have to find it. There's a video on my channel where I'm in Hereford and I'm in like by an abandoned set of shops, just like walking
Yeah.
around. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's pitch black dark and it's like Silent Hill. It looks crazy, but they're
I
good. Yeah, I'll try and track it down for you.
yeah, if you do find that GoPro, we could probably like strap it to the front of one of your guns or something. You could like, have a gun cam military style and just like, catch all your shots on screen and everything.
Yeah, because the good thing I liked with the GoPros when I did use it, I used it on my bike because I used to have a bike attachment for it, and
Yeah.
because it's small, the casing they put inside is like a little metal case, but there's a good clamp that's like on it, and it's got like a suction thing on it, so kind of how do I explain it? There's like a suction cup on the back side of it that sticks underneath your handlebar, but then it's got this like putty sort of stuff, so you
Yeah.
kind of mold it like a grip, if you know what I mean, and then you
Ah,
just like stick. Yeah, it was actually I need to dig that out. But the only reason why I didn't use it all the time was I noticed with it the probably because I've got an older one. Mine's like from 2015, I believe. The quality of the audio wasn't the best. The video quality was great, but the audio quality wasn't the best. Now I've seen that people can put boom mics on top of them, but the thing is, if you look at how small a GoPro is, it looks a bit stupid to have a GoPro and a massive boom mic hanging over the top of it.
yeah.
But
It's funny you
no,
mentioned camera because I've been thinking of upgrading the camera that I use for my YouTube videos, and one of my friends is always like, use a SLR, use one like a regular camera. Like, how do they work? I mean, do they have
yeah,
like a
so I
video?
well, funny enough that you say that, right? So what I've been doing with the membership videos recently, and this is basically what I do with normal videos. So I say a little while ago, it's nearly like over a year ago now. I was speaking to like an MC slash rapper from the UK, and I was doing interviews with him. We did a series of interviews, and when I was doing them, to make it easier, what I used to do was I used to WhatsApp call him. You can do a video call on WhatsApp. I do a
Yeah,
video call on WhatsApp, and then what I used to do was I used to have my tripod. I'd either have my tripod propped up so they would look at the phone, or I'd just hold my camera so that it would be looking at the phone the whole time. And
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
do is I record the video. Once I've recorded the video, I take the SD card out, and I've got an SD card reader, which is just a little device, which is essentially just a USB that lets you read SD cards from a memory card, as in a phone, and memory cards from a camera. I put the SD card into there. Then obviously when the file goes to my laptop, I just drag it onto my desktop, and then whatever what was I using at the time? Oh, I was using a program called Anatonics, which is
Yeah.
it's a free editing software. It's not too bad actually. I've just put the video onto there, and then that's how I essentially would then put my intro and whatever else to make videos. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you can use the proper camera to do it.
Are they any good, or like the video
The audio,
footage? Yeah,
the footage is great, but it depends on what sort of camera that you use. So what I'm currently using is a Canon PowerShot. Let me remember. Canon PowerShot SX430i, and that is on the lower end of the PowerShots, because that one I bought for £205 from Argos about 2 years ago.
bloody
Where
hell.
is my camera? Yeah, I think it's about. Where did I put my camera? I think it's. I put it away. It's 36 megapixels. The only thing that I would say with those ones is the audio is good, but it's not the greatest. So if you are going to record, make sure that you're in a quiet room when you do
Yeah,
record, or look into obviously buying a boom mic as an extension, which you can get, and you can get third-party ones that work. Obviously, if you get the official one, it's gonna cost a bit, but that's the only one that I've used to like record a proper video, and they've all been fine, man. Like I've had no problems with them. Them videos have got over a good couple of hundred views, some of them.
oh, cool.
Of the camera quality is better, but it depends what you're doing. Because the only thing I'll say with them, I didn't really use the camera to its full capability, because I was using a camera that obviously compared to a phone takes a wide angle shot, but I had it zoomed in the whole time because it's just looking at my phone and
Yeah,
looking at obviously the video call that we're doing, if you know what I mean. But yeah, if you want, say you wanted to show off some of your figures, I don't know, say you made a Warhammer army sometime or something in the future, like another one. Oh, I know how many you've made. Another one or something in the future. You
yeah.
could use your camera to do like panoramic shots, clip
Okay,
shots
that's cool.
together. I've done slideshows before when I was in Somerset, because in Taunton, funny enough, there is. I will say this. What are their names? Rotten Apples. Shout out to Rotten Apples in Taunton. They're a graffiti group. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter, whatever else. But they just go around and paint really sick art. And many times I was coming back from work in different jobs and just being in Taunton and being out and about. And they go all over Somerset and they paint really cool graffiti. I made a lot of not time lapses filming them, but because I go there, take a picture, then the next day go back to work, and then something like when graffiti's put up, but something's added every day. I remember
Yeah,
going back and looking at this one piece, which was by Lidl's in Taunton, and there was about 60 different things that ended up being added, because every day there was like a different little
yeah,
caricature or a TIE fighter at one point, some wind. No, seriously, a rooster as well. That was the other one, and it said "Don't be a cock" on the top of it, and I thought it was hilarious because obviously we're in Somerset and they were right by like near farms and stuff. So I was like, okay,
yeah,
but yeah, it's I don't know. I like art. Um, it can
yeah.
give
I,
life
I
to a
love
place
that.
sometimes.
Yeah. I've not really seen much graffiti around here because I live out in the sticks. Like it's like, on one side there's sheep and on the other side there's hills. So I don't think we have many graffiti artists up here. Um, and if they do, they just spray.
I'll try and do a video for you lot sometime. I've done one before in the past. There's well, you've been to Cardiff several times before, because I know you said you used to live. Wow,
Yeah,
when did you used to live in Cardiff anyway? Have you? How long have you lived up?
yeah. Do you know Ely very well?
Not
By,
put it this way. I'm a proper Welsh person. I don't know a place by road. I know a place by, if you say to me, "There's a little there" or "There's a this there," then I'll know it. But yeah, I know a lot of Ely. I know a lot of Cairo. So where to round?
It was a great big cemetery, and I lived opposite it.
Oh yeah. I know. when you just go over
Yeah,
the bridge and yeah, I know you're about.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. I lived up by the cemetery, and I lived there for like most of my life, and then I moved up the valleys because buying a house in Cardiff is just ridiculous. You could have like
Oh,
50
no
grand
point.
to get a one bedroom pokey flat, whereas up here it's like 50 grand gets you a three-bed mansion with garden and two sheds and all sorts. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
completely
mean.
different.
The only thing with being obviously up where you are is you got to drive. If you don't drive, then
Yeah,
it's an issue. If you know what I mean. But obviously public transport and whatever else. But yeah, it is true because it's the same when we were in England compared to where we are now. We had like double what we had,
yeah, yeah.
and
But yeah, you're
so
right about driving. Go on.
but the thing is you've got to kind of just make the best of your situation. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Well, recently my car was in the garage, and the other half and I were both going to spare because we wanted to go out and like get stuff from Asda, like
Mm.
washing up powder or whatever, and I couldn't go get it because my car wasn't available, and it's 5 miles from my house to Asda. So it's
Mm.
like, well, I could walk that, but I'd be out all day. So
Yeah,
cars are essential out in the bundies.
yeah. I was gonna say because if you got anything that's near you, have you got a corner shop that's near you or anything?
We've got a couple of corner shops, like the one where I got those
Oh,
slime
the
jam.
jet.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Do you know what?
just
Funny enough, I didn't get to say on the video, but I'll say now because obviously he wasn't there when I filmed the video. So when I was doing them videos yesterday, when I live streamed them videos, if you guys noticed, I did them videos in the day. So I was trying to get them done in the day before the boys come around because I didn't know what they wanted to play and I didn't know what time they were coming around. But L ended up trying those Jaffa, those jammy dodgers, should I say, in the evening, and he liked them. So it
he
was a win
liked
on that
them.
side. Yeah, he liked them because he said to me, he goes, "Oh, they're quite taggy," and I said to him, "I goes, do you not feel like I don't know the texture of the green sort of paste stuff is very sticky, and it's the sort of texture like when you bite it, it actually gets stuck on your individual teeth, sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I
it was
never,
very
sorry, go on.
it was what was the word? It was very it kind of tasted like glue to be
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
completely honest. But I do thank you for buying them for me though.
Ah, no, one. I didn't mind them myself, but Haley, when she was trying them, she looked like a dog chewing a wasp. I don't think she liked them at all. Um, it kind of reminded me of watching you eat them on your video.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, it made me laugh when I had the Polish chocolates that had the marshmallows inside of them. And, like I hated them, and then I gave you the other tray
Yeah,
because when I left, obviously that last place, they gave me like a box, but the box had two trays inside of it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you liked them. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's everyone's taste buds, man. Everyone likes different things, I guess.
yeah. It was kind of like that weird wasabi sheet that came in those Japanese treats. You and Abster were like, really disliking that, and when the other half gave me some, I'm just like happily chomping down on it. It's like it's quite
I know because
tasty.
when you said to me, "Oh, I'm just eating some now," and I thought, "Oh yeah, all right." And you're like, "Oh, I'm eating the whole thing." I was like, "How the fuck can you eat?" Like, I can't do that right now, man. But I don't know. It's strange, I guess. Oh, actually, that brings on to another segue. Name something weird and wonderful that you eat that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people don't eat because we don't know what everybody else eats, but like something that
But
you eat
something.
and it's like
Oh,
nothing that you don't know a lot of other people like eat together.
crikey, I don't know. Is there anything I eat that is unusual? Just asking the other half.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I still got them fish sticks. I gotta incorporate them.
Oh yeah, dude, you need to eat them fish sticks.
Yeah, just,
We fed ours to the cats because we just
I know
knew that they were going to be bad.
you keep telling me, and that's why I'm just like I know these are gonna taste awful, but I can't like I don't know. It's a strange thing, man, because I've done videos for so long. If I have something, not even that I knew that you bought them for me, because I said that I'm gonna do a video. I just keep looking. I'm just like I've got to do a video on that, but I'm gonna keep doing other things until I need to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the weirdest thing I've ever eaten was snails.
Okay, was
And
that in France?
no, he was up north somewhere. He was doing like a food challenge. The other half got me into it. And I
Okay.
thought they were just mushrooms at the time because they look just like, nice roast mushrooms, nice and yeah.
Oh, okay. You
They
thought they were, but they were actually snails on the side.
Yeah, they were actually snails, and they were
Oh,
nasty. I mean, I think they actually put Haley off mushrooms for life because she just won't touch mushrooms anymore. Because I think we both got caught off guard by them.
To be honest, they tasted like garlic mushrooms. And they
oh.
textured garlic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Were they really chewy?
Oh yeah, they
Were
were
they
nasty.
were they?
Yeah,
Oh.
they were chewy. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
So,
Gooey and
so do they
chewy.
cook them in? Sorry, bro. Do they cook them in the shell, or do they cook them without? Do they take them out of the shell, or?
I think they take them out of the shell. I'm not sure how they do them. They had been taken out of the shell on the plate that we were given. I think they wanted us to
Oh,
think they were mushrooms, but they were horrific.
oh,
Chicken feet is another nasty thing I've eaten that I didn't enjoy. But I think the absolute worst is 1,000-year-old eggs. Um,
oh.
have you ever
How's that
tried
even
them?
possible?
Nasty.
Is that just a? Is it, I was gonna say that can't be real, can it? 1,000-year-old? Is it
No,
actually 1,000 year?
I think they're like 100 days. They bury them like in a
Okay.
certain type of soil, and it absorbs something from it. And then when you get it, it's like a grayish black gelatin blob
Oh,
of
gee.
nastiness, and it's one of the few foods that has almost made me throw up. The other thing that's made me throw up is the fermented fish that I'm going to be
Oh, I
willingly
remember
eating
you
when I
said.
get to 200 subs. Well, I had that forced into my face once by a sergeant. He just kind of rammed it into my face and was slapping
Oh
it
no.
around my cheeks and forcing me to eat it, and that made me vomit. And
Oh,
that's one of the few times when food has actually made me, lose control. The other times when I caught norovirus, which was horrific.
I don't know how you were even able to like withstand trying to have someone attack you with that fish, mate. I'd be out there and be like, oh no, I gotta go.
I was not. I think they went after Haley as well with that fish once, and yeah, that didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, she just said, no, we're shutting that down right now. We're not having that. But no, I think one of the weirdest things I've probably eaten was right. No one try these. In Poundland, there's a set of burgers they sell. Funny enough, a little while ago, I met one of my family members, and I had to go to town obviously to see them. And when I was in town, I ended up going into Poundland. They sell these burgers. It gave me an instant reminder of it because the last time I had them, I was probably I was just about to say, when was I stupid? And I was going to say, well, I'm still currently stupid. I think I was like 17. I think I was like 17 or 18. And I was just fucking hungry one day. I bought them. And when a tin product is bad, when they don't have a ring pull on them and you have to like actually open it with a tin opener. So I opened it and on the side of it said, this is what they were called as well. 4 delicious burgers. So when the food product is called, when the when the food product is called delicious, yeah, is a clear indication it's probably not nice.
Yeah.
I opened it, bro. I swear to God, the smell of it smelled like, and I'm not gonna say, oh, I've never smelled dog food because obviously I've had dogs before. Have you ever opened a cheap dog food, cheap beef dog food? But that congealed beef sort of weird smell. It was that and like the faintest smell of a meat, but I really don't know why I ate that day, put it that way.
Nah.
I ate it and I was sick for about 2 days after then. My stomach just wasn't right pretty much. Every time I ate, it came out the other side. So yeah, never again. Don't ever eat those.
Have you seen those tinned chickens? Tinned whole roast chicken.
What? Where?
You can get them in some like B&M's and places like that. They import food from the continent. It's like
They must be an Asian product, right?
I think it's like Polish. Oh, it's American.
Okay.
But it's like whole roast chicken in a tin filled with like gelatinous jelly goop, and it looks the nastiest stuff I've ever seen. And we should get you some of that and have you eat that for a video.
Oh, that sounds mad. All right, you just reminded me of something else now. I've never tried it, but I've seen it. Have you seen? I don't know what brand it is, and I think it's a green tin, and it says what is it? All day breakfast. But
Oh
it's
yeah,
got
yeah,
layers.
they're amazing. Them.
Are they?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna
You
say,
need to try.
it says
I'll
all
bring
day
you down
breakfast.
some. They're epic.
Yeah, I was gonna say all day breakfast. One of them's what was it? It's all the different layers, isn't it? Like you like one layer of it's an egg, one layer of it's like a sausage, one layer of it's all the different items that you would get in a
Yeah,
breakfast. But I was thinking about it when it would be cooked. It's like, what does that look like?
it looks like a hot mess covered in beans. But
No.
it's actually like I used to do a lot of camping back in the day. Like me and
So,
you'd
oh, yeah,
laugh.
okay.
Like, what's that?
So I guess with all that sort of stuff, it's easy to cook on a stove then, or like
Yeah,
tin sort of food and whatnot.
yeah. We'd get a fire going and we'd just open up two of the cans, stick them in the fire, give it like 10, 15 minutes, yank it out, and you
Hmm.
essentially got a cooked breakfast in the middle of the woods.
Ah, right. You reminded me of something again. This is good. So I know you like Robin Hood. Robin Hood,
Yeah.
funny enough, used to be my favorite childhood Disney character and still is. Have you been to Sherwood Forest and have you gone camping there?
I have been there, but I haven't camped there.
Are you allowed
I've been to it a
to,
few times.
or are you not
Um,
allowed to? I don't know. Is it a nature reserve or something? I haven't been there, mate, but yeah, I know
I
that's obviously where Robin Hood is based off.
Yeah, I don't know if you're allowed to camp there or not, but that's never stopped me in the past because I used to enjoy doing a lot of wild camping, which isn't on a campsite or anything. You just find somewhere and hope no one stumbles across you.
Dude, I lived in Somerset. That was like every time you'd be walking home, you just see people just like all over the place. It's like, okay.
Oh, right. I'm not joking. There was this one time when I was chilling. I was doing a bit of stealth camping, so I'd like camouflage my basher and I was like hidden. I was just chilling there, and I'm not joking. This squaddy walked past in the middle of June with a Santa hat on and nothing else, no boots, just his fatigues and this bloody Santa hat. Just walked straight past on the trail, and I'm just sat there like munching down on something. Like, what the heck am I eating? I thought maybe someone had spiked me with LSD or something because it was
Yeah.
just the most surreal thing I'd ever seen.
Oh, that's crazy, man. So where's what started this whole thing with camping then? Because obviously, I don't know, was you camping as a kid, and then obviously that's what made you comfortable with it, and then later years you've been like, oh, let's go camping. Because like, put it this way, you two are a couple, me and Absentee are a couple. We wouldn't go camping, but we're not outdoorsy sort of people. So what's like, where did both of your loves for the outdoors come from?
It kind of I mean we'd always done camping in our youth, but like I kind of had this phase about 10, 15 years ago where I was hanging out with a doomsday prepper type dude who was convinced that the world was going to end in 2012. And we used to chill
So
out a lot.
what
I'm
happened on the
gonna.
day after 2012? Did you see it?
Yeah, well, I kept telling him it's not going to happen, and he kept telling me it is going to happen. We had a little bet going on that whoever lost the bet would buy the other one like a new kitchen for the house and a Land Rover and all that. And when it didn't happen, I had a good laugh, and he's like, "It's not over yet." And to this day, he still thinks it's going to happen at some point, and eventually, I'm going to get that new kitchen and a Land Rover from him. But
I was just about to say that. Did you ever get the kitchen?
no, never got it. Nah, but we always have a good laugh. Like, and from that, I kind of got into wanting to be prepared for shit to go down. So I kind of got
Yeah.
into wild camping and had a few disasters in my early camping trips. Like one time, I jumped out my hammock, caught my trousers on a tree, tore my trousers off, and had to walk back to my car with no trousers on at like 5 a.m. because I just stuffed it so bad.
This is what I mean, bro. This is why when I says to you, when you tell me these stories, you just say this to me very casually, like as a, in a conversation. You don't
Yeah.
understand, like these are YouTube video gold. Oh, I got something for you and Haley as well. Have you two tried fireballs?
Yes, yeah, we love fireballs.
Let me have a look at I think these are just the normal atomic fireballs. Yeah, you can have these. I'll give them to you next week.
You sure, man? Oh, well, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll be
But
honest with you, they burnt the fuck out of my mouth. I had them and what's the other ones? Did they do a cinnamon one? I bought them in that shop. American Candy. If you've ever been to there in Cardiff when they used to be open in town. Yeah. I bought them in there because they have like a pick and mix sort of bit. And obviously for a video, I was just like, right, I'll grab one of each of all of these like jawbreakers, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not eating them again. My sides are hurting.
Have you tried Fireball whiskey?
No, I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, dude, you need to try that at some point. I'll see if I can get hold of a bottle payday, and when we come down for that Monopoly game, I'll bring a bottle with me, and you can try it. 'Cause it is some of the most amazing shit you'll ever try.
You lot will love the Monopoly as well because it's so easy. It's like one controller, and all you got to do to like play the game is you just roll the dice by pressing X, and then obviously whatever you land on, it chooses your options. But yeah, it was funny enough. It was a little game that we didn't end up playing because of how long Monopoly ends up going on for. And for streaming wise, we'd be playing it for like hours. But there's a game I got off the store that was like 3-4 quid, and every time I play that game with people. Like, if I play it with Al, I've played it with him before where me and him are just too resilient to give up. And it's like we had a game that went for about 5 hours because we kept each other in the game. It got to the point where he'd like end up with like $5 or $6 like dollars, and I'd be like, I'll loan you 500. He's just like, why? I'm like, because I want to continue.
I used to play it a lot with a family when I was a kid, and I used to get vicious. I'd be like giving them loans but charging them interest and stuff. It's like you could tell.
Yeah, you've always got to watch the person who's the banker as well. If you're the banker, I can't trust you because the person who's the banker, if every single fucking time I played Monopoly, I played Game of Thrones Monopoly, Lord of the Rings Monopoly, Classic Monopoly, fucking even some of the newer ones like with younger people in my family and like all the different types of Monopoly I played. When whoever is the banker, you're always sneaky because you always got more money than everyone else. And I clock it every time. I'm like, how have you got an extra 100? Oh, well, fees. What fees? Banker fees. All right, we're doing some NatWest scheme here, we.
But can you do that on the PS4 version, or is it like no cheating?
You can. If I wanted to, I could create a custom game where I could be like OP to an extent. So like you could all start off with, I think you all start off with 500, but I could make it so I would start with like 250,000 or something like that, and be ridiculous. But nah, I don't know. It's more but it's meant to be for fun, but I've always seen that people end up having like bad arguments. But it was like 2-3 quid on the store. But no, I was just thinking like obviously be nice to see both of you and like games that I've got, and obviously because you've got an Xbox, I've only got 2 controllers here. The only game that I have that's like co-op in that sense is that one because you pass the pad. It's the only game that I've got that's a couch co-op multiplayer game that's more than 3 players where you can use one controller to play the game because it's kind of like it's a game, but it's like an interactive board game, if you know what I mean. Because all you do at the start, it'll be, I don't know, say Abs is the banker, so she'd be like, right, what do you want to be? So Haley could be the ship, and you could be you could be the dog, I could be the thimble. I'm trying to think of all the pieces now. The battleship, the thimble, the dog, the wheelbarrow, the hat.
Wheelbarrow?
There's 6 of it. Or was it 8? I think.
There's the iron as well.
That's it. There we go. Yeah. So.
Top hat.
Yeah. So that's right. Yeah. Top hat, iron, dog, thimble, battleship, wheelbarrow, and then and the car.
Yeah.
That's right. But yeah, so she could select all of our characters, and then to start the game off, it would be so you'll roll, and to roll basically you press X and it just like charges up the roll, and then you just let go and it'll just do your roll. Whoever gets the highest score then is placed first, and then it then goes off the number. So say Haley gets 12 and you get a 10 and I get a 4 and Abby gets a 6. It would then go off highest to lowest number.
Yeah.
And then you play Monopoly as you would normally play Monopoly. But it's pretty cool because it's just getting rid of the physical aspect of having a board. But saying that, I have seen some Monopoly boards that I want, but I can't warrant spending like £50 on a Zelda Monopoly board that I would never use, but it looks absolutely epic. And there's a Vegeta one, sorry, not Vegeta one. There's a Dragon Ball Z one, but it's got Vegeta on the front of it. It's Majin Buu, and I was like, that looks awesome, but I would never let anyone touch it.
Yeah.
Have you got any Monopoly sets yourself, or?
No, we don't have any Monopoly sets. We used to have one at my nan's, but that was about it.
Which one was that? Was that like a classic?
Yeah, that was class. That was like 30 years ago before they brought out all these like Lord of the Rings and Hobbit and Simpsons.
Mate, I was blown away as a kid seeing someone have the Cardiff City one, because I was just like, is this actually real? I'm like, yeah, you can get these. And I was just like, what? I remember being like 8 years old. It's like, what the hell? I thought there was only one Monopoly.
Well, Haley was just saying that she had a friend who had the classic Pokemon one.
What? Which generation? Shout out to the Geek Lag UK. When I used to be in Somerset, they had the Johto one in the Kanto region. I didn't know there was
the first edition.
Wow, that would have been amazing. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But no, the first one I ever seen like that was different was the Cardiff City one, and that was my neighbour. I think I was like 8 years old. Like I said, it just blew my mind that there was a different one. I remember being in Smith's, the toy store.
Yeah,
I was in there early last year or something. It might have been, I don't know if that was in these lockdowns have gone on for so long. I don't know which lockdown that was. That might have been lockdown 2, or it could have been the end of lockdown 1. It feels like stages of like a boss battle or something. It's like I defeated lockdown 1, then I unlocked lockdown 2. Now we're stuck in lockdown 3. Find out next week to see if I survive. Like, I feel like the commentator on Dragon Ball Z.
What's going on?
That guy, to be fair, that guy could make anything sound epic. He's like, he fell over. Find out what happens next week on. Fucking hell. But no, I see now you can get Monopoly in Smith's that has electronic fake bank cards.
What?
Yeah, seriously, it's like these fake bank cards and this fake little like ATM machine where you scan the money in. And I was like, what the hell? Ridiculous. And they got Cheaters Monopoly as well. After this, check that out. They got Cheaters Monopoly. And it has got a picture of the Monopoly guy in jail on the front cover of it. I didn't read the back of it, but I just remember seeing it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, they realized that people cheated this game. It's like, we made a game for you. Nobody wins.
See, I thought Cheaters Monopoly was just like real life.
Pretty much. That's just capitalism.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you. So, out of game, well, both of you actually. Out of game types, what are your 3 favorite types of games? Because I know Haley puts a lot of time into ESO, and I know you've told me you love driving games.
Yeah, I like driving games, and I like strategy, like Total War games.
Okay, so when you're controlling like armies and platoons and fleets, not just a single character or person.
Yeah, after you start doing that Ghost of Tsushima, I end up reinstalling Shogun Total War, and I'm halfway through taking over Japan again.
Oh, bro, you know, if you come here, I'll let you play Ghost.
Oh, sweet, that'd be awesome, dude.
Oh, dude, just like if you wanted to, like, if you ever see any of the games that I got, and you want to play any of the games that I got, just ask me, bro. Like I said, I got a lot of games, but
yeah.
Oh, actually, I've got what's it called? Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
You could try that as well, because like, you play as Cell, and I got a lot of different games. But no, I got Ghost, honestly. Yeah, man. But I lost so much time in Ghost. I lost so much time. There were so many times I was like, I'm just gonna play this for 5 minutes, and then like that bird, and I'd end up fucking chasing that bird for like 2-3 hours. The amount of clips that I cut where I just fell off the cliff, or just chased the bird into like Mongol camps and just got killed, or like, you know what, maybe like one mission that really got to me as well, and all right, I know your connection to animals is different than mine, but like that mission where they with the foxes, I had to go avenge the foxes, bro. I went ham, bro. I killed so many people. I was like, you're all dying, bro. These foxes have been saving me. Nah, man, I was enjoying, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like little mechanics like that. I really like the fact. I was like, can I pet the fox? I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. All right,
I saw
goodbye, Mr. Fox.
apparently the makers are tracking the number of times people pet the foxes in the game, and it's like over 10 million times people have petted foxes in Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, to be fair, it's like the fact that like you can bow and like random shit happens. Like I remember when I got attacked by frogs. I still never forget the first day that happened. It was just like very early into me playing the game, and there was some temple you had to get to, and it was one of them weird traversal ones. They do the same sort of thing on Jedi Fallen Order, where you got to get somewhere, but you got to do like a series of jumps and like you know, climbing sequences to get there. But you see, you had to, what did I have to do? I had to jump on a load of different pillars to get over to it, and then there was like this crouching sequence, and when you get into it, there's like a statue of this big ass frog, and it's just got a little picture of a stand with a picture of a guy bowing. So I was like, oh fuck it, you got to bow, and obviously on the directional pad, if you press down, it just bows, and sometimes you get random animations that happen in the world, and then out of nowhere, there was like a million frogs. It's just like little things in that game that you know, I will always have me like coming back to it and replaying it. The fact they put the Sly Cooper set in there, but it was just honestly, bro, that's probably that and God of War. If I was to convince anybody to buy a PlayStation, or if anybody was like thinking, "Oh, should I get one?" They're the two games I would show someone if they were into them type of games. That is, but they show the proper graphical engine of the PS4 and everything it can do. I love the fact that the wind guides you as well on it. But yeah, that's an absolutely epic game. But that Fox game that you were playing recently, that looks cool. I like the art style of that. It's very light-hearted as well.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me a bit of if you've seen any of Breath of the Wild, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, kind of reminds me a bit of that. Like if you look at the open fields, how the lighting is and textures are. But yeah, man, that looks cool. I think you should try a game called Journey.
What's that?
I think you should try a game called Journey. It's a little indie game. I know you like art. It's all basically in a desert sand sort of setting, and you're these like light beings, and you have to restore the light to the world. It's not a very long game. You can complete it in like 2 to 3 hours. In all honesty, it's more a game that shows like what it can do graphically, but it's a cheap little indie game. But try and check that out, or maybe check out Limbo. That's another game that's great that uses lighting effects. Or just have a look at them maybe sometime, man, because they're really cool, like the art styles of them.
Yeah, man, I'll definitely have a look at that. So that's Limbo and Journey, you say?
Journey, as in like when you go on a journey, and Limbo, as in Limbo. But yeah, they're great. And also, there's loads of Lego games that are on sale on CD keys, man. I was so happy when Happy bought me those games. I was just like, oh my days. But I don't know. I can't remember. Have you played the Lord of the Rings Lego? Because I can't remember if it's got voice acting or not, because it's a pretty old game.
I haven't played that. Haley might have. She's a lot into the Lego games back in the day. I know that we've played the Star Wars ones. I'm not sure
Which
about other
ones.
ones.
There was a few, because there was one which was basically, if you imagine the Clone Wars, it had Anakin and Obi-Wan on the front of it, and there was Grievous on the front of it. Then there was another older one which was Revenge of the Sith. That's another one that I played, and they had another older one than that, which was 4, 5, and 6.
I think it might have been that one that we played. I know the other half's played the Jurassic Park ones as well.
They're epic. I love the music and soundtrack for that. Like that really sets the tone for it. And I know with them videos, I never make anybody off of it because of the soundtrack, but I generally don't want to play that game without the music because it's just not the same feel. It's not the same feel. It doesn't give the ambience or the atmosphere without the music. It's like imagine watching all the Star Wars is back to back, but with no music.
Oh yeah, that just like kill it for me.
You know, because like
track.
The space battles are epic, you know, the Jedi battles are epic, you know, the scenes are epic and how it looks, but the music really sets the tone for it because I couldn't watch like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul have their fight without Duel of Fates, because that would just be weird. That would just be weird. You just hear like lightsabers clashing and
Yeah. And can you imagine Darth Vader coming out of his shuttle without any music? 'Cause it's just like some guy ambling down a ramp.
Oh no! If they changed his voice, not he's changed his voice. They changed the ominous breathing that he does. They just put it as a normal man breathing.
Yeah.
This big ominous figure comes out. He's like, it's fucking hot in here.
Although what made me laugh was you sent me of Chewbacca speaking.
Yeah, that killed me. That killed me. Shout out to the fucking Star Wars gang over on Twitter. I got a lot of people that are interested in Star Wars on there, and I always see a lot of different memes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just funny how he was talking normally. I was like, you used to him going, just this guy like, oh yeah, still good. Yeah, man, that was epic. That was epic. I seen actually someone built a real life replica of Luke's not his speeder, the red sort of racer that he was in. I think
yeah.
They built a replica of that. Yeah,
Really?
they built a replica of that. And they've made it look like it's floating, but obviously it does have wheels. But yeah, and it drives and everything. It can do 65 miles an hour.
Oh bloody hell, that's cool.
And they painted it to look old, and I'll have to find the picture of it. They painted it to look old and like rustic and shit. And I was like, fucking hell, you put a lot of effort into that. Because essentially it's a go-kart that they've just modified to look like, like his racer, but that would have took hours and a lot of effort. Probably 3D printing went into it. I think that's really cool as well, how you can now 3D print anything.
Yeah. Well, have you seen this company over in the States that are 3D printing guns these days? I mean, anything to do with guns in America, and they're all over it. But 3D printing like actual working guns now.
But that's basically like when people used to drill replicas to make guns. Because I know it's making a gun, but is that even going to work or function like a proper gun?
Yeah,
this is like it's made out of plastic parts. I'm sure if you put a real bullet in it, you'd fire it and probably blow your hand off. And probably melt out of the gun. Oh, do you know what? This is annoying me, and I need to find this out. And you keep. I get the vibe from what you've been saying to me. The Final Fantasy videos. I hate these like she probably likes Final Fantasy a bit more than me. Yeah, we need to find out how much Cloud weighs, and I need to find out how much this sword weighs, because this is fucking annoying me, mate. It's not. I know it's a game, right? And I know they do all this magical stuff and whatever, but everyone keeps asking me in the streams and after the streams, how is he carrying this sword? Because he's got nothing on his back. How much does this sword weigh, and how much does he weigh? And it's got me pondering it, because this is like, I don't know how he picks this thing up, because it's just like, I've seen him cut cars in half with it, like, all crazy stuff. He just puts it on his back, just like, yeah, it doesn't weigh anything. And then I've seen Tifa try and pick it up, and she nearly fell over with it. So I was just like, you're like as skinny as me, and you're just like, yeah, I'm the only one who can wield this. Why? Because I'm the anime protagonist.
He's got the anti-gravity hair. That's what it is. Having that main character hair helps him pick up anything heavy.
Oh yeah, when you've got like anime Yu-Gi-Oh hair, you can pretty much do whatever you want. But he's So are you into Final Fantasy at all, or is it just Haley?
I'm not so much into it, but Haley's like massively into the classic though. She's not a fan of the soundtrack of your remake. She says it sounds terrible.
Okay.
After we had it on the big screen that one time, I came home from work and she was listening to the original soundtrack while painting pictures at the table. And she's like, this is so much better. This is how it's supposed to sound. And I'm like, okay. I'd never really
listen. I'm not, as I said throughout all the Final Fantasy videos, I may have played it as a kid, but I was like 5-6 years old and I can't remember a lot of it. And it wasn't because obviously I was playing like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that. I couldn't even fathom how to run a game like that. Like even now, like when Nap says to me, like he asked me the other day, he's like, "Oh, so you upgrading characters? What do these all do?" I was like, "Mate, I don't know what all these things do. I look at the numbers. That's how that's how I do the upgrades. If you know what I mean, I don't go, oh, this one does 7 mana and brings this back. I'm like, this does 6 on that, so we put this on there, and now my 7's gone to 34. So there we go. I know that's better. So yeah. I'm just kind of learning on the fly with it, but I like the lore of it. I do think some of the characters are a bit mad. Barrett's pretty cool. I like Cloud. I like Tifa. Flower Girl is okay. I could take her in small doses. Sometimes she comes across a bit creepy sometimes.
Yeah.
Like there's points where like he's like Aerith and he turns around and she's like 2 seconds away from his face. It's like, how did you get there and that quickly? And like, but it's an anime, I guess.
No one else.
This is what I mean. You know, she's definitely a dark horse. But the problem is, I know what's gonna happen in that game with her and everything because, like, I don't know, probably just because of pop culture or whatever else. So I know what's gonna inevitably happen later on in the game. So it's just like I'm just trying to get through it. But I find it mad how the other day I played for nearly 3 hours and we only did 2 chapters.
Yeah. Well, I've played like 5 minutes of FF7 way back in the day, and that's it. That's my some knowledge of the game and the lore. So watching you play through it's like it's all new to me. But I know that Haley used to play it back in the day, and it's like she's pointed out a few things watching your gameplay. It's like that's not how it was back in the day, or that you know.
Yeah, I did see that. Sorry, I'll allow it.
Yeah, go on.
I did see that people had said, so I watched this YouTuber called Mighty Keith, and that's pretty much how I've watched a lot of Final Fantasy gameplay and obviously know what happens with Aerith and certain characters and all stuff. And he reviewed it and said, because he's a proper like Final Fantasy fan and whatever else, he loves 7 and 8, and that certain parts of the story have completely changed. They've rewritten part of the fighting style. And certain characters, like they've made some, I forget what it was, but there's secret bosses, but they've made them easier to encounter now than back in the day. So yeah, so like I said, when I've been playing it, I've just been learning the game as I've been playing it, and I still don't understand the lore. I really struggle with the lore of it.
Yeah, I don't have a clue about that kind of stuff on there. It's like it's all new to me. All I know is that Cloud has a big sword, and there's a guy called Sephiroth who has a big thin sword, and they don't like each other. And that's about my knowledge of the game.
Yeah, but I don't understand. How can Sephiroth do this dream stuff that he does all the time? If you know how frequently throughout all the gameplays I've been doing, every time Cloud seems to close his eyes and has a migraine, Sephiroth is there, and he's always like, "You're a bitch, Cloud. Yeah, I'm gonna defeat you." And then he just like disappears and goes away. And then he always opens his eyes, and everyone's like, "Cloud, you're doing that weird shit again." And he's just like, "Huh? How long was I out for?" And I can't work out what's going on half the time. But the thing that puzzled my mind the most the other day when I went back and watched my gameplay and I had to try and explain this to someone who's never played Final Fantasy, he said to me, he goes, "Why do you have a chicken and a witch and you're fighting a house with a guy with a big sword?" And I was just like, I don't know, it's anime. And he just accepted it because he's just like, yeah, anime's a bit weird, isn't it? I was like, some of them are, yeah. But yeah, I don't.
When I saw you fight in that house, and I'm just like, is the housing market really got that bad?
Yeah, it's basically like one of them, them property shows where they like a horrible house and they're trying to sell it to people, and they're like, "This house is haunted. There's been an exorcist in this," and they're like, "Look, we can't sell the house. It's a demonically possessed the house, so we're gonna put it into the King of Iron Fist tournament, and we're gonna make some money off of it." But yeah, it was a crazy, and I thought it was mad when I first summoned something as well, because I didn't realize you could actually summon creatures. Because I summoned some weird, I think it's called Ira or something like that, some weird hell demonic beast that was taking down hordes of enemies the other day. But It's a good game, but the only thing that I'll say with it, and okay, it is anime, is the fact that some of the cutscenes are madly long.
Yeah, yeah. I did notice there was some pretty epic cutscenes watching you play. They do
Yeah,
seem to
I
do.
think yeah, the art is crazy on it, but it was like at the start for the tutorial, I did one fight which was 5 minutes. I went back and looked at it. For about 50 minutes, I was just in cutscenes where it was like you walk somewhere and it's just like a whole cutscene animation for 5 minutes of how to jump or something.
So, are you playing the game or watching a movie? Which is it?
Well, right now.
No, no. With that, with the cutscenes and that, it's like 1 minute you're playing
Oh
a
right,
game, and
yeah,
then
I
you go
know
to watch
that's
a
what I
movie.
mean. You couldn't like that's how I couldn't really get into it because I was trying to learn the game. It kept like
Yeah.
stopping and then obviously giving me these 5 minute cutscenes. And then when it put me in the first fight, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was literally just like spam X, and then obviously X kept coming up with commands. So every time we had commands coming up, I was kind of learning it from there. But to be honest, it really makes me want to play a game that I put a lot of time into, and I've been trying to not play it for years because if I play that, my channel is just going to become that for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Have you heard of a game called Dragon Quest?
I have, yeah, yeah. I've heard of Dragon Quest.
Oh, so that was like not a secret pleasure of mine, but when I was younger, PlayStation 2 days, I can't remember which one it was, but one of my friends showed me the game and lent it to me, and then he actually ended up moving to France. And when he left, obviously I spoke to him on Skype. I was like, "Do you want your game?" And he's just like, "Yeah, but I'm not going to be back in the UK for 6 months because basically his dad moved to France, his mum stayed in the UK, but he went with his dad. So I had
Yeah,
this game the whole time. Now I'm into anime and stuff like that, but I wasn't someone who ever played a game like that. When I played anime games, my version of playing an anime game was like a Dragon Ball Z game or
yeah.
a
Like a
fighting type
fighting game.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like an RPG type game. They weren't my sort of game. Prior to that, the only game that I played that was RPG esque that I put a lot of time into was a game called Lord of the Rings Middle Earth. If you ever played that,
Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I put a lot of time into. Actually, was it Lord of the Rings? It's either Lord of the Rings Middle Earth or it might be Conquest. Can't remember.
I
The
think
front cover's got the Balrog on it,
yeah. Ah, which one's
but
that?
I can't remember. But I know it's an RPG type game because I had a guy that was like Gandalf. Basically not. I didn't have the fellowship, but I had a guy who was like Aragon, a guy who was like Gandalf, and I had a big brutish guy as well that was like on my team, and it was 3 versus 3. And I remember we
Yeah.
got to. Oh, this is gonna make me sound so bad. I can't call myself a Lord of the Rings fan. What's the name of the creature that guards Helm's Deep and the Mines of Moria? The squid type monster thing in the Fellowship of the Ring.
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, yeah. The thing that's in the water that grabs
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
It's like an
hobbit.
octopus. Yeah, yeah. It's like an
Yeah.
octopus type thing, but it's got like a massive jaw. And I got to there with that game. Because it kind of follows along the Fellowship timeline, but you're not with the Fellowship. It's weird. You're doing the Fellowship timeline, but basically you're killing all of the creatures for the Fellowship, so they don't have to. So they don't have to deal with anything. It's just kind of like we're basically like we're not like not the Avengers, but like the beta team that actually does all the fucking work, and then like the superstars just come in and just go, "Yeah, we saved the day." It's like, no, you didn't, but okay, we'll just go back into the shadows until you need us again.
You're like the stunt.
Yeah, yeah, man. Oh, funny enough, I was looking at a Warhammer game yesterday. That is it, Vermite. I was looking at a PlayStation video of Vermite of some online gameplay. That looks pretty cool, man. Like I don't know what's going on with the lore and everything like that, but the actual fighting style of the game and like the creatures and the beasts
Yeah,
that you control, that looks pretty sick, man. Not gonna lie,
yeah,
you seen a good deal the other day as well with them games.
yeah, yeah. Was it 12 games if you get the White Dwarf magazine? I think
Yeah.
that's one
So
of the
what do you
games.
get? Is it just downloadable codes for the PC that you just obviously use to go on? Is it on the
Yeah.
Steam store you'd have to download them from, or would you have to go to like the Warhammer site or something?
No, no. You just take the codes, put it into Steam, and it gives you the option to download through Steam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all just Steam codes.
So out of all the Warhammer games that you've played, which is your favorite one?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, the other half plays a lot of Warhammer Conquest on a. It's like a mobile game.
Okay. So
It,
what do you do in that one then?
it's like you build a little castle and you go out and fight people and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I think my favorite one that I've played so far is probably Space Marine, just because you get a big gun and you get to blow things up. Um, but there's a new one coming out soon. It's made by the people who made Vermintide. I think it's Dark Tide or something like that, where you play as like a guardsman. Well, as a
Yeah.
squad, you get like a big brutish guy, and you got the guardsman with his plasma gun, and you got all that kind of stuff. And you have to fight off like chaos cultists and stuff. And that game looks absolutely amazing. That's coming out soon. So when
Yeah.
that comes out, I think I'm probably, if it's on Xbox, I'm probably going to buy that.
Dude, you should try Doom. If you want to be a big guy with a big gun and you want to kill the fuck out of like all different types of creatures and beasts, I definitely recommend to you Doom
I
2016
love,
or Doom Eternal, the new one.
yeah, I love playing Doom. I've got
Yeah.
the
64?
2016
Doom.
on
Where
the
did you
Xbox.
start from? Doom. Oh, okay. But what was the
Yeah.
first one you played? Was it Doom 64 or was it back on the PlayStation?
The first Doom I played was the original Doom. I played
PC.
got a cracked version or something on their PC, and I played it on that. And then I played Doom 3 shortly
Mhm.
after that. And that was one that I really fell in love with.
Yeah. I really
Um,
liked how with the 2016 Doom that they had from all the years ago, now what, 5 years ago now, how when I started playing Doom, the first time I played Doom was on the Nintendo 64. So obviously I remember seeing it very pixelated. To actually be able to see the creatures and everything, like what the eyeball monster looks like in like, new graphics and stuff, I thought it was crazy, man. But yeah, I reckon you'd really enjoy the newer two because it's just gone over. Like it was obviously the game's overboard anyway with all the guns, and demons, and stuff
yeah,
like that. But the BFG on that is now mad. Like the
yeah,
power of it just blows everything away.
yeah. Well, I'll give that the new Doom a try at some point. I mean, I've got the 2016 one, and I love that because it's so different from most shooters that I've played where they're all serious and you have to
Yeah,
think about it. Whereas that's just like jump around and blast things, and
yeah.
when you blast something and kill it, it drops more ammo so you can blast its mate. I mean, I love that gameplay on it.
It reminds me in a way of if you played Guns and Glory.
I haven't, no, no.
That's a game which is kind of similar to that. So it kind of works in your favor, but it's a rhythm based game. So once you learn the pattern of how people shoot and stuff on that, it's quite easy to kill them, but it just
Yeah.
increases in intensity. But yeah, it's just loads of different enemy types. The art style to that is kind of similar to Borderlands, but that's a pretty cool game.
Oh, I love Borderlands. I played Borderlands when it first came out, and that is a game that I really enjoyed. I think I completed it like 2 or 3 times, and has a
Did
lot
you
of
play
fun. That
which one did you play? Was it just the first one, or did you play like 2 and 3, or?
I played the first one all the way through, and then I got about halfway through the second one. But I
Yeah.
wasn't much into the second one. I'm not sure why. It just didn't catch me quite as good.
No, I was gonna say the later games got a bit crazy with the story. It got a bit convoluted because now the third game is still running online massively. It's pretty cool, but it's spawned a lot of games that came after it because it was a looter shooter. And after Destiny 1, after the first game came out, they made a game called Destiny, and then they made a lot of games which were kind of like online looter shooter type games that they made for consoles. So I think it kind of inspired a lot of different games. But the thing that I really loved with that was, it didn't take itself seriously. It's horde killing, and all right, if you're not someone who likes that, you will get bored because it is the same sort of thing that you're doing all the time. You are essentially just killing hordes of different types of enemies, upgrading your weapons, upgrading your mods. But if you're into that, it is pretty fun. There are a ton of different guns that you can get, a lot of different fractions that you can go to for it, for the type of
Yeah.
game that it is. But yeah, I like the humor of it.
What's that?
I like the humor of it. It was quite slapstick.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to shoot off shortly because it's approaching 1 p.m. I gotta do some stuff, but
Yeah, that's cool, man. But no,
uh,
any planned videos or anything that you got coming out? Or well, obviously don't give away anything if you don't want to give it away. But because I know you said you were recording this video, because I haven't been able to record it for some reason. So I'm just gonna have it saved on my stereo.
I've got a couple of videos. I recorded a couple this morning. I'm planning on uploading during the week. So obviously, it's easier to record on the weekend and then upload them
Yeah.
during the week. So I
Yeah.
got a couple, I think one of them you might enjoy. It's got a couple of things that might surprise you. So I'm thinking I'm going to upload that one Friday.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm recording this. So what I'll do is, if you want, I'll send you the file that I've recorded afterwards, and you can upload it to YouTube if you want.
Yeah, well, you do the same as well. So obviously you've got it because we're both part of the video. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. But no, it's been great talking to you, bros. But yeah, I gotta go do some videos as well. I've got to make a choice actually between which one I'm gonna play, whether I play Lord of the Rings or whether I play Indiana Jones. I don't know which one to play right now.
Oh, that's a tough decision because they're both like
Yeah,
really.
I know. But then I want Star Wars as well, so I don't know what to do. Plus, I've got Call of Duties and stuff. I got a lot of games that I basically got to play today. So yeah, I got to go off and basically play a load of games.
Yeah,
I've also seen as well. I don't know if there's some sort of new series on Disney Plus. There was something on Disney Plus recently. I think it was Legends. I might have added an episode to Marvel Legends, so I might
Legends.
check that out as well.
Haley, have you seen anything about that? No, she doesn't know. We'll have a look on Disney Plus later, see what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say have a look because I'm sure I've seen something on there. But anyways, man, take care. Have a good
Yeah.
day, and I'll probably catch up with you all later on. And shout out to Haley as well. And yeah, guys, have a good one.
Okay, I'll catch you around, dude. Take care.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah, man.